I don't equate being alone with feeling lonely. It irks me a little bit. My opinions might offend some people. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get ready. I have been asked if I would ever do makeup videos, makeup tutorials, or anything like that again. And I do recall saying that if I were to do it, it probably would be in the form of like a get ready with me. Before I quit doing videos for a long time, I was doing a lot of these get ready with me. So I thought, you know what, let's take it back and do it again. I wanted to chat with you guys about some different topics that have been on my mind that I didn't share in the previous Q&A. So if you guys haven't checked that out yet, do check it out. The main topic today. Should we get straight into the main topic or should we just talk about some things? Let's get into the main topic in a little bit. So just a quick little like update. I'm excited because I'm going on an Alaskan cruise with my family next week, and it's a long cruise. It's like a week-long cruise, but we're gonna be gone for like 9 days. We haven't really been traveling too much, and I haven't even been like craving it as much because I mean, it can get expensive. Just priming my face. And I gotta start packing for that because that means I need 9+ outfits. Matt was actually reading for this cruise that they recommend like 2 outfits per day. So that means we're really gonna be packing like 18 to 20 outfits because we gotta include our travel outfits. And I don't know that we're gonna be doing like laundry or anything. Okay, so let's get some foundation on. I've been mixing these two. This is the Smashbox and It Cosmetics Matte CC Cream. One of you guys asked me if I have a recommendation for like foundation or something like that that's good for dry skin. I don't have dry skin, I have more combination oily skin, but if, for those who do have dry skin, the original version of this, not this matte version, I highly recommend the original version. I think it's great. Like, even I love it, but I would prefer to wear that one like during the colder months where I'm not like sweating as much. So yeah, just a little update there. Another thing, and I think I might do a whole other video talking more about therapy. I did, you know, brush on this topic a little bit in the previous video. I switched therapists again. So I'm on technically my 3rd one, even though I wouldn't say that the first one really counts, but I'm on my 3rd one now, and my first session with her is early next week. So I'm like looking forward to that. I wish it could be a little bit sooner, but it's all right. I'm starting with a new therapist just because I honestly didn't feel like we were making a ton of progress with the last one. She was great, like I liked her. I don't know, I think it's like the same as anything, you know, like when you meet different people in your life with like the different types of friends that you have, it's like they all benefit or add something of value in different ways. And I feel like that's exactly how you should view therapists too. It kind of felt like an accountability person more than someone who was really like invested in wanting to help me and understand like what I'm going through. So yeah, I decided to switch, but you know, we had our little breakup and it was perfectly like cordial. It went fine. I was afraid it'd be awkward, but it wasn't. I think that's something that really like made me shy away from therapy for a while, is like finding a good person and feeling like I'm just stuck with whoever. So yeah, I think I'll talk more about that another time. Okay, let's get into the main topic of what I really wanted to talk about today, as we are finally getting closer to being done with just the face makeup alone. I took kind of an extended break from social media, and I think I only had one friend notice, which is really sweet of her. Thank you for noticing. And it's not even like the fact that she just noticed. I think it's because like there was that concern, like, is Christine okay? She hasn't posted on Instagram in a while. And so I thought I would talk about this because, okay, I need to learn to multitask, don't I? I thought I would talk about this because I know everyone takes like breaks from social media, even if it's just like for a few days or a week. For some people, especially for like influencers, where social media is a big part of what they do, even taking a few days or a week off can feel like a really big deal, and I totally get that. But I think I took at least a month, if not more than a month. And that's unusual for me. I felt like the reason why I took a break might be a little different from why others do, so I thought I would share a different perspective. Keep going, Christine. You can talk while you do this. You can do it. We're gonna pull through. Social media can be a lot of noise. If you're in a lot of group texts, group messaging with others, that can feel like so much noise. During like the pandemic, there was a point in time, it wasn't like at the very beginning, but I asked to be removed from a group text. And I think this was around the time that I was nearing quitting my 9-to-5. I was just like so unhappy that the last thing I really wanted was more noise at that time. And this sounds so selfish, but I just felt like I needed very supportive noise. When you use really old products. And still use them, even though this is an e.l.f. brush. It's an e.l.f. angled blush brush, but I still love using it for foundation and cream products like this. So, why did I take a break from social media? Around this time, I was watching Love is Blind, very much hooked, addicted to that show. A great premise, by the way, if you have not heard or have watched this show, just a quick little rundown of what it is. Basically what happens is they have a group of girls and a group of guys, and there's like these different pods that are separated that, you know, they'll go into to go onto this like blind date. It's like they can't see each other, but they can hear each other. And they take time to go on these dates and get to know each other, and then decide if they want to get engaged. And, you know, in usual, more old school fashion, the guy will propose to the girl, and if the girl accepts, then they get to physically see each other. They get to actually meet in person for the first time, and from there they have to go on a trip together and in the very end decide if they want to get married. So very interesting concept. At first I thought this was a little weird, but as I watched on, it made me realize that I miss creating those deep, meaningful connections with people in that way. And it doesn't have to be in a romantic way either. I was just really missing like connecting with people in person. I felt like it was tough to do that, especially if I spent all my time online, on socials. And so I decided to take it upon myself to make it a point to like host more gatherings here, connect with people in a way that's like rooted in reality. Like I can hear people's voices, I can see their facial expressions. I need to keep going. Okay, let me like set my face. So we've got the face stuff on. My goodness, that took much longer than it should have. I'm just going to set it with some banana powder, just a loose powder. There was a point in time where I realized just conversing virtually and online, I started feeling like not only kind of disconnected, but lonely. And obviously we've been, you know, in this extended pandemic, so I think the human connection has really been lost. Just getting some blush on now. So yeah, I spent some time like making sure to host some gatherings, see people, like just, it was good for my mental health, it was good for my soul. I didn't realize how much I was needing it. And not only that, like not working in like a 9-to-5 or with a team, it can be so isolating, and I feel like every influencer will understand this. Social media, personality. So I was just feeling super disconnected. I love this blush. Oh, just like putting a little bit of this on. So cute. I put out a poll on Instagram asking you guys like if you are into or believe in making friends at work, and I'll share the percentages, the stats there, because I thought this was interesting. Because I remember before going into my 9-to-5 that I had friends who were like, oh yeah, it's better to like not get too close and comfy with people you work with. And that stuck with me because like during those times, like I just didn't have much experience in the corporate world. Like I had never worked that type of role before. So I never really understood. When I initially entered and pivoted and quit YouTube and then like did the 9-to-5 thing, I was like extremely guarded. But I was also so excited because I got to work with people. When I was doing the YouTube thing for years before that, it did. There were times where it felt really, really lonely. And I don't know that I ever talked about that. And those feelings started coming about again, like just like a month or maybe a couple or a few months ago. I was like, wait, I feel like I'm missing something. But here's like the crux, okay? Why do I have to be so like complex? I don't know, it drives me nuts. I also love spending a lot of time alone. I love it. I'm alone right now and I love it. I love it because when I spend a lot of time alone, I notice this is where I get into like creation mode. Like I want to create, I want to be creative, I want to like do things. It's like I have nothing distracting me. I have no one that I'm worried about or thinking about necessarily. I'm not affected by anyone else's schedule. I'm also an empath. I'm not like, if someone's feeling stressed or anxious, I'm not like absorbing those feelings and it distracting me. So I love being alone, but I also love connecting with people. I've come to realize, of course, that it's good to have a healthy balance as I spend way too many minutes just priming my eyes. Let's like take a moment to start doing the eye makeup. This is the exciting part. All right, so we're primed. Should we do the brows first? Darn it, okay, let's do the brows. I'm just gonna quickly do this, okay? I like using a couple different products. I have this Ofra eyebrow pencil and a Maybelline, no, a NYX. We're gonna zoom through this, hope you guys don't mind. Okay, so even though it seems like counterintuitive, I don't equate being alone with feeling lonely. I equate feeling lonely with like if I'm lacking a genuine, meaningful connection with people that I care about or genuinely really want to get to know, those who care for my well-being, and if it feels like this like real thing. But sometimes we can get so caught up in our own routines and like go, 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 get stuff done, that we don't take the time to do those things. Even just like spending time with your family, with your loved ones, friends, calling someone up and just seeing how they're doing. I think it's just so important to have a balance because I know within myself that I love to create as well, which means I probably do need a good bit of alone time to do that. I think we're good. We're gonna be using this little mini Urban Decay. It's the Half-Baked, the Naked Half-Baked palette. I've like decided not to accept a lot of makeup anymore just because like it just doesn't make sense. I don't want to hoard a ton of stuff that I may not use, and if I'm not doing videos about beauty that much, it just doesn't feel right. So this was an exception. I would say the only thing that would have made this like even more perfect, because they have two matte shadows, some more shimmery ones, like some that's kind of like satiny. If they had one of these lighter shades in a matte shade in here, that would have made this palette perfect. Just to like keep it so that if you're worried about any blending, because these shadows are pigmented, you know, you can use a powder or a bronzer that isn't as dark and just go into it. Just apply it right above where you're going to apply all your other shadows. And this is going to help it blend and look a little bit more like this like soft blend versus a really harsh line. But I'm still gonna leave my lids untouched because I do want medium color. That's the first matte that's in here. It's Buck Off. I want that all over my lids. Oh, can you just see? Can you just see? it's not warm in a way that's gonna look unflattering. It just looks good. All right, we're gonna do the same on this side. So yeah, I was feeling disconnected. I felt really empty. I felt like I needed to connect with other people. And I did that and I felt revived. Now, after that, there were moments where I was like, okay, I actually think I also thrive with a lot of alone time. And you guys know I love Matt. I love living with him. But whenever I have time to myself, like I get really excited about those moments too. I've always, oh my gosh, do I want to talk about this? Yeah, I've always enjoyed my individuality, my independence. I've always seen me and Matt as two individuals. Even if we were to get married one day, I wouldn't like, how do I put this? My opinions might offend some people. I wouldn't like expect that others see us as if we're like joined at the hip. Like, if you're inviting me out, oh, Matt has to come too. No, I don't see it that way. Sometimes it irks me a little bit when girlfriends feel like they have to have their significant other there. Sometimes I want to spend time with you. Not that there's anything wrong with your significant other, not that I don't enjoy spending time with them, but when it feels like you always need them around, oh, I'm gonna offend somebody saying this. If we want to like double date, or that's okay too, but I think what I'm really speaking about are those who always need, they feel like the sense of comfort with their significant other being there. I feel like it's like a different dynamic when the significant other is there. When they're not there, I feel like you can get, oh, Matt's back. Speak of the devil. I feel like you can just like get so much closer, have like a much more intimate conversation with you and that other person. Does anyone agree? Does anyone get me on this? Like, let me know down below. So I'm actually just putting Edible, that's the darker matte shade in here, on the outer corners of my eye. This is the different eye. This is the one that's uneven. So I'm going to show you that what I like to do with this is, because this lid is more visible, I will just apply a teensy bit of what was left over on the brush straight on the lid on the inside too. Just a little bit. You can't really tell too much. And that way, this lid doesn't look as like bright and light, because then that would make it stand out more. But this is fun because I feel like I'm having a non-rehearsed conversation with you guys. This is what I need in my life. I love it. Okay, so we apply it thicker out here. We dab a little bit on the inside. With this eye, I'm not gonna go all the way in. I'm only gonna go about halfway in because we don't wanna cover this lid. And that's going to balance it out, the uneven eye look a little bit. But I do wanna align. Oh, see, I did. That's what happens when you use a thicker eye pencil. Like I got some on my contact lens. Whoops. I'm just using that buck off to set. Always set, always set. You can even set the liner that you did on the upper lid. The other thing with this eye, because I have more eyelid showing here and this eye technically droops a little bit, I have to really perk up these lashes, and these I try not to over perk up so that it looks more balanced. Okay, so in my little phase of taking a social media break, I thought about talking about this in another video, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and like just share a little bit now, and if you have more questions and if you want to hear more about it, let me know. We'll do another video. Maybe we'll do another Get Ready With Me. I decided to figure out what I can do to meet new people and make friends. And this is totally different from how I would approach it in the past, where I would just try to like meet up with different people and network for career purposes. But now this was purely just to like see if I could find people that I can have a deeper connection with, like find my tribe in a sense, because I had never really dedicated time to doing that for that sole purpose before. It was a big deal for me. I got really excited. Like I love exploring new avenues of life and just seeing like the possibilities, seeing what could happen, seeing if things could go anywhere. So I decided to try out like a friend app where you can meet different people who live in your city, near you. Some of you may be familiar with it. It's called Bumble BFF. I didn't know existed. I tried to find other things like it, but I was looking for like the search term like speed friending. You know how there's like the concept of speed dating? So I got really curious. I'm like, is there something like that but for friendship? I know there's meetup.com, which I have used in the past, but I feel like I just haven't had great luck with Meetup in terms of like meeting friends. So I didn't really want to use Meetup, so I was like, okay. Then I heard about Bumble BFF and I thought, holy crap, why did I not know that this was a thing? Like they have the dating mode, they have the friendship mode, which is BFF, and they also have a career mode. I might have to hit that one up next, I don't know, we'll see. I really wanted to get out of my comfort zone, so I've met some girls and it's been not a bad experience. I would say it takes some patience. It's just like with like dating, like you could end up just on that app texting back and forth, but it never really going anywhere. And I really wanted to make sure that didn't happen. So like you kind of have to like be bold, be forward, and just be like, hey, you know, you want to hop on a video call or you want to go out and grab a drink? It's kind of like you're asking someone on a date, but you have to remind yourself like this is totally platonic. It's nothing romantic. Being at this age, not having kids, it's like totally different because like I do have my mom friends, but we might not connect in the same way or relate with one another on a deeper level because like I'm also not a mom or they're not living an unmarried, no kid life. So it's like we're all in different phases. Some people might be like really knee deep, like their head is down, just so focused on their career right now. And that was me for a while, so I just didn't think about friendship. I didn't think about how important that could be for me, how much I could value it. So with the extra time that I have, I was like, you know what, why not? Let's do this. So there was that, but of course, like I always miss you guys. I do. It's not like I have anything against social media. I don't hate it. I just think it can become a little toxic, a little unhealthy if you spend way too much time on there. But I totally want to hear your thoughts about this, about friendship in general, about like if you're at a place where you're like really just happy and comfortable with your current circle of friends, or do you want to nurture those relationships but also expand and meet other people? Like, are you I just want these few friends and I'm happy with that, or do you like having all sorts of friends? Because I really think this is something that like working corporate kind of taught me, is like sometimes you can be missing out on the most incredible people if you're not just allowing yourself to meet new people. I just have this really old Maybelline lipstick, matte lipstick. Yay. Okay, that is my everyday look. That is all. Thank you guys so much for watching. We just talked about a lot of random stuff, but this was fun. It was fun to hang out with you guys. Thank you. If you made it all the way to the end here, type naked in your comment down below so that I know you made it all the way here. I just hope you guys understand why I've been like MIA here and there. I just felt like we should communicate. I wanted to, not that I felt like I need to make all these excuses, but I wanted to at least explain to you guys where I've been, where my head's been at. And I felt like I didn't completely get to do that in the previous video, so just thought we would catch up a little bit more in this one. Feels very nostalgic while doing makeup. Thank you guys for watching. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.